Welcome back to Skill Up with Dinesh. So today we will be learning security group versus NACL. NACL stands for Network Access Control List. So this is one of the most confusing things on AWS, and also if you are appearing in any of the interview, you will be surely asked this question that please tell me the difference between security group and NACL. So I will be try to show you difference between both of them with a hands-on demonstration. For that purpose, I have created a EC2 instance in my own account. So instance name is SG and NACL demo, and this is a public instance. You can see it has a public IP address. Okay. So now I will try to connect to it. I will hit on this connect button and click on connect. So it will take some time, but it will not, because I have disabled it from NACL. Okay, so let it be. Okay, so we are not able to connect to it. Now I will go to security and I will open the security group to show you that security group is allowed. So this could also be one of the debugging. So let's say if you are trying to connect to a EC2 instance and you see the key is correct, IP is correct, username is correct, and the security group is also allowed, then where is the problem? So here you can see that security group is allowed on port number 22 for everyone. But still we are not able to connect to this instance. Now let me go to VPC. So under VPC, we have something called Network Access Control List, in short NACL. So if you go here and you can see this is my VPC ID where my instance is running, I can verify it by going to networking, and you can see VPC ID is 1A8. So that I can confirm, yes. So this network access list is for that particular VPC. So in this NACL, I have configured a rule. So by default in NACL, all the inbound and outbounds are allowed. But here I added a rule that states that I am denying port number 22 for this particular VPC or for this particular subnet. Okay, so maybe like we can create a rule and we can associate subnets to it. Okay, from here you can associate that for which subnet that rule should be applied. So right now this rule is applied to all subnets in this VPC. So here what I said okay, disable port number 22 for everyone. Okay, so for that reason this EC2 instance is not able to connect. Now how that thing actually work, let me show you. So here we have our EC2 instance. Okay, sorry for my bad trying. We will call it at EC2, and that is our security group. Okay, we'll call it SG. So as we all know that how it works, so whenever some request is coming to it, security group will check that okay, who is trying to access and on which port number. Okay, so let's say the port number 22 is allowed. So if the port number 22 is allowed for this particular IP, so let's say IP is 1.2.3.4. So if this IP is allowed and this port is open, then you will be able to connect it. Okay, but what exactly is happening? Above it, there is something called subnet. Okay, so there is something called subnet, and subnet by default at subnet all the inbound and outbound rules are allowed. Okay, so that's why first our request goes to the subnet. Okay, let me call it subnet. Okay, so first our request will go to subnet, and because by default all the rules are allowed, all the ports are allowed in subnet, so that's why we are able to go here. But if we want someone to block here itself at the subnet level, so for that purpose we have something called NACL. Okay, so I will call it NACL. So now what will happen? when someone is trying to access our machine, the request will first go to the NACL, and at the NACL level, we have blocked it, so traffic will be written from here itself. Okay, so it means it is not even entering to our subnet. So NACL is basically, we can say, is a security group for the subnet. Okay, I hope that is clear. So now I will go here, and how it works. So by default, if you see your network access control list, these two rules will be there, like rule number is 100, all traffic, and allow. But if you want, so here how the priority works, the lowest number gets the highest priority. So I have created a rule and given a number as 10. You can give any number to it, like 99, 80, 70, whatever, and I have denied it. So all other traffic is allowed, but a specific port number 22 traffic is blocked due to this rule. So now I will also allow this. So either I can do one thing, either I can allow this or I can remove this rule. So I will allow this and save the changes. Okay, so now it is allowed. I'll close it, and now we will try to reconnect our instance. So I just click on hit on this in connect button. Okay, so you can see now I'm able to connect to my machine. Yes, it works. Okay, so I think that's clear. Now let's, I will be covering few of the differences between both of them. So first difference, you already know that security groups basically works for a particular instance or at the instance level, while NACL work at the subnet level. So that is the subnet level security. Now let me show some of the differences between both of them. So we have our security group, and then we have NACL. So first is the scope. So security group basically work for instance level, okay, and NACL work for the subnet level. Okay, I think so. Yeah, that's I already explained. And the next thing will be uh, type of state, or so security group is basically, so security group is stateful. It means so it is stateful, and that is stateless. What does that mean? So for security group, whenever we make a request, by default the outbound request is allowed. What does that mean? So like, as you know that in security group, when we open a particular port, let's say port number 22, so and when you connect to it, you will by default get the response from it, because outbound is by default allowed. On the other hand, NACL by default outbound is allowed, but we can also block it. So that's why uh, it is called as the stateless. It means, so whenever, so what is happening at NACL, if you request something, that rule is evaluated. Evaluation will happen at whenever you are requesting, and whenever some data is going from your machine, even that rule will be evaluated. On the other hand, here it will not happen. Here when you request something, okay, and the response will automatically will come, and while outgoing the traffic, your identity will not be checked. So that's the another difference. And now in security group, we can only allow, we don't have any option to deny anything. In NACL, we can allow and deny as well. We can either deny or we can either allow. Okay, so these are the major differences between NACL and security group. And one more thing we can say is that the use case wise, we can say NACL works as our complete network firewall, and the security group will work as more granular level for the more fine control. Okay, I hope that will be clear now. So, why we actually need it? Where are these real-time scenarios where we need security groups? Sorry, where we need the NACL. So, there could be some use cases. So, let's say first of all, it provides us the multi-level security or defense in the depth. It means your the rules are evaluated at two places. First, at the network level, and second at the instance level. That is your security group. So, if you are, let's say, somebody misconfigured the security group, or so in that case, if you have one level of security, that is at NACL. So yeah, guys. So that was all about security group versus NACL, and we'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.